Yo, 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 what's going on? How you guys doing today? I hope you guys had a good day like I did. What happened with Tesla? Did Tesla do something after hours? No, man, it ripped at the end. What the hell? Why can't I drag shit here? I'm just adding a couple charts in here. Wait, give me 1 second, guys. What the f... Yeah, I'm sure I don't know. Check that one up. All right, what's up? Can you guys see my screen? Charts are good. You guys can see everything? Don't really need SPX, I guess. Hello? Anyone in here? You guys can hear me? See my screen? You put a big subscribe sticker right on my face.
Me?
It's right there.
No, that's just where it is. It's okay.
Alright.
If they're on theater mode, then you don't see it.
We got 8 people in here. Really doing all this? 8 people. Oh man, this is lagging badly now. I don't need to do gold
You
really.
want a piece of mango before you start?
Me? No. It's too much sugar, bro. Come on now. Alright, so we'll just start it up. We gave enough time. Let's go through SPY right now. As I told you guys, every day we just mark off the overnight highs, overnight lows. Very simple to see. Right off the open, we ripped right through overnight highs. We came back, we back tested it and ripped up again, back tested it again, ripped up again, and then we came underneath. And we closed within the same channel, just like yesterday. Just like I told you on Monday, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a chop fest this week, going into a long weekend. No real direction. A lot of people are bearish on the market right now, which tells me to be bullish. I see a lot of people saying take puts, take puts. It just makes me more and more bullish the more I hear about it. So what's going on right now is just since Monday, I think Monday was May 24th. Yeah, Monday, May 24th, we opened here. And as you see, we've gone up a lot and we've gone down a lot. And we pretty much ended up exactly where we opened on Monday. So not much action in SPY here, but there is a lot of action inside the indices. Flip out to the daily real quick on SPY, show you what's going on there. And we got a same thing, like we got an uptrend, healthy uptrend. We had that dip correction. We're right back almost at highs. We're about 2% off all-time highs here. It's 422.82 is the all-time high. And we closed today at 419.21. So we're only about $2 off all-time highs with all the pandemic, with all the scary stuff, inflation, blah, blah, blah. And the market looks healthy. Everything looks bullish. Everything looks fine. We got XLF today. We started off really strong in XLF. Big gap up. We kind of tried to fill the gap here. We didn't fill the whole gap. We just came down and then we ended the day exactly where we started again. So this is what I was saying on Monday. What I said was we're due for a correction in time, which is just a simpler way of saying the market is not going to go anywhere this week. It's going to be really volatile both directions, but then we're going to end up exactly where we started at on Monday. So that's what I was telling you guys on Monday, and that's what I've been trying to explain to you. Seen a lot of XLF. Like you could have shorted this all day, and then you could have flipped long at the end of the day. So you can make a bunch of trades in this environment, but it's very hard to hold trades in this environment. You got tech. Tech was the weak one today. Why was tech weak? Can anyone tell me? Tech was weak because rates were going up. When rates go up, tech is weak, and money rotates to other sectors. So look at this tech. Yesterday's overnight high, yesterday's overnight low, and we've stayed inside there for 2 days. Exactly what I said. The market's just going sideways. There's a lot of volatility to be played in there until tomorrow. Just because it's a long weekend, I don't expect any other movement. We're just going to stay in this channel, Probably gap up tomorrow on QQQ and then just go sideways or go down and then come up at the end of the day. That's all I expect in the market tomorrow. I don't expect anything crazy, but there will be plays to go. We got the CCIV. We took those calls. Basically, I told you yesterday I took those $20 calls because they had a presentation on their interior of their new cars. But the interior was sick. And everyone just has that narrative in their head that sell the news. So they sold the news. It went down to $1.05. I bought calls down here, $20 calls for next week. Why did I buy them? Because it was overdone. There was no bad news. The news was good. And then we didn't really get the pop that I wanted. So I said today if we close under 20, I would sell those calls. And around, I think, noon or something, it was at 1960 something. And I was like, I don't even want to hold this. Why am I even holding this? So I just got rid of it there. Little loss, no big deal. We made up on it and more on other plays. We got this Facebook ripper. I think Raji called it out first to me. For the whole week, it's been going sideways. As you see from Monday, it was just completely, it was a big gap up on Monday, or a big ripper on Monday, then sideways. And then Tuesday, a little bit of same action, sideways. And then yesterday, it just went completely sideways. Today, it was different action. So we had that big rip again at the morning. And then it consolidated all day, and we had a big ripper at the end. So Facebook, I believe this is all-time highs. It closed at all-time highs. This is very bullish. When a stock goes to all-time highs, there's no resistance above it. There's nothing to stop it from going higher. So this is called blue sky breakouts. And blue sky breakouts, they have no resistance on top of it, so it's really hard to short them. RSI goes out the window. A lot of stuff goes out the window, and you just watch where it can go. If you're in Facebook, congratulations. Just keep scaling out. Don't do this diamond hands shit. You got Tesla here at a huge pop at the end of the day. Holy, that's what I was talking about. That's why I pulled up this chart. And as you see right here, you have the volume shelf. I'm sure Darsh doesn't use the volume shelf. He probably hates it. But it's just another layer of probability for me. So obviously what happened was we caught the calls in the morning here. And then we missed calls here, I think. And we got that big flush. And then I think Darsh caught the puts here as well. Then we just kind of went sideways for the rest of the day. And at the very end of the day, 350, the last 10 minutes of the day, we shot up from 619 all the way to 631. So we had a 12 point move in Tesla in the last 10 minutes. That's huge. And if you look at my chart right here, you see these three big volume bars? That's called a volume shelf. There's a bunch of orders in there. So that means it's either really strong support or really strong resistance. And since we're sitting right on them shelves, that means it was support. It didn't want to go underneath this 618 level. It did for a second and it ripped right back up. And then look at the volume that came in at the end of the day. That's not retail buying. That's an institution buying. So some hedge fund bought Tesla at the end of the day today, just based on that volume alone. You see the rest of the day? You see how small these buy and sell bars are? And then the end of the day, this much money came into it. That's huge. That's 50. That's 100,000. Someone bought 100,000 shares of Tesla in the last 10 minutes. So keep an eye on Tesla tomorrow for continuation. You got this BBIG. I did it in a charting session a while ago. It was forming a nice wedge. I said the best entry was here. We got the huge rip, and then we got that pullback. And the reason I bought it today is because it held up this moving average. If you noticed where I called it today, intraday, we dipped below my 12-day moving average, and it was immediately bought back up above my moving average. Ended today nicely. It's up 8.55%, and apparently they have NFT news at 5 p.m. today. So pay attention to that news. If I see it, I'll post it for you guys. And we should have a nice continuation run here. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to hold this one for a while. I fully expect $5 for this one. We got Space here. So Space, why did I get out of my puts this morning? So as you've been seeing, I've been in these puts for like 3 days, I think. I bought them up here because I know the 2750 level is hard. We pulled back. I took some gains. It came back up, and then I went negative again here. But it tagged at 2750 and went back down. So I was confident again. I was like, that's a strong resistance. Came back up, tagged it again. So that's a strong resistance. But we got continuation today. As soon as it took out that 2750 level today, I got out of my puts. Overall, the trade was in profit or break even, slight profit, break even, somewhere around there. But if I had switched to calls here, you already see what would have happened. It already went up huge. I think Option Sniper nailed that one for like 8,000%. I think Raji nailed it too. And yeah. And here's my play of the day, as long as I go, Snow. So I told you guys yesterday, keep an eye on Snow and NVIDIA earnings, because what they tend to do recently, even on good earnings, they make the stock go down. So Snow and Nvidia opened up low. I think Nvidia opened up break even or a tiny bit green. So that's why I took it off my screen. I wasn't interested in it. But Snow opened way down here. And I seen their earnings. They crushed earnings. They're still overvalued. But I seen Jim Cramer screaming about Snow over and over on CNBC. I know he's wrong a lot, but sometimes when he gets that passionate about a stock, he knows what he's talking about. So I called the 220. Did I call the two? I think I called the 230 calls or 225 calls. Anyone know?
On what?
On Snow today.
What the 245? I don't recall.
No, I called 225 Snows today, right here at 225 was the price. And those at the end of the day, let me check how much they were. The Snow calls went from 225 all the way to, they closed at 1660. That's over 650% in the same day on Snow, on those ones. So what I decided to do was, I rolled some over on this dip right here. This dip right here, I rolled some over into the 250s for next week. And those are at, I bought them at $4.20, and now they closed at $5.40. So those are almost a double. Oh no, those aren't almost a double. Those are almost up a point and a half. And then the Snow that I bought today is up over 650% at the close. So this was definitely the trade of the day. The biggest level on Snow was 243.50, 244 area. I kept saying it all day. I said it maybe 5 times. Be careful around that area. So I did trim some of next week's the first time we got up here. But the second time we had a lot of buying power. So I actually added back the ones that I sold. So that's just another strategy that I use. You can do what you like, but I like playing like that. I'd rather take it off for profit and then add it back when I get confirmation. And as you see, this level is huge. This 243.50, 244 level. It's been support before. It's been resistance for so long. It's just a big supply zone. There's a lot of shares to be eaten up here. But once they break through, and Snow did close above this resistance level, which is very bullish. So I expect a gap up tomorrow. We'll see what happens. If we gap up, you might want to take a little bit more profit. If we gap down, I would just chill on it, because I know next week we will gap up, because it's super strong right now, closed above a super strong resistance, and a lot of shorts are going to get squeezed out of this if we go even a little bit higher. So that's Snow. We got Shopify. Shopify, we still have those butterflies, me and Ricky, expiring next week. We're not worried about them. We have to hold these ones where we actually gain money for how the longer we hold them if it stays in this range. Shopify looks absolutely great. We got that huge rip off support. Now it's just consolidating, letting the moving average catch up. When this 12-day moving average catches up, I fully expect it to keep going. This looks like perfect bull flag right here. So keep an eye on Shop next week. It should fly. This PIRS is a small cap I called out. Why did I call it out yesterday? Because look at this. After hours on Tuesday, it went all the way to $6. It's a solid company. They just announced a new source of revenue, and they're supposed to make a lot of money. So what happened was after hours, they shot it up to $6, and then these market makers, they just dumped it all day. I seen them dumping it all day, and I got in for $3.44. The low of the day was $3.37, so I was 6 cents off, and I was very confident that it would come back. After hours again, they dumped it again to $3.24. I didn't sell. I held it. First hour of the day today went all the way to $4.04. I think I was up 20-some% on this one today. And I'm still holding a few thousand shares. I sold a few thousand just to cover some profits, but I'm still holding the rest. We got this SE. SE is going to go wild. Look at this daily chart. SE was just as good as Snow today. If I wasn't playing Snow, I would have played SE. You see this big gap down here, or this big pullback, gap down. It started today. It opened today at 241. And it ended today at 261. So that's a 20-point move for SE today. Again, it's one of my favorite companies. I do have a ton of equity in my retirement account, and I will continue to hold this one forever. Chart looks absolutely beautiful. This is exactly what I'm expecting on Shopify. If you look at the SE chart, look at this. We ripped off support, came all the way up. We flagged, consolidated for 2 days, and the third day, boom. And what did I just say on Shopify? Ripped off support, consolidated for 2 days, and now we're just waiting for the boom candle. That's it. SLV, nothing to say here. Strong day. Strong day is green, ended green, still inside whatever. Still inside the channel, not worried about it, just waiting for it to break out a little bit. Looks like it's just consolidating here for the next big move. And WSB is back squeezing stocks. Silver has a huge short interest. We got Faye here. We got the Faye Leaps. Not worried about this one at all. The monthly chart is gorgeous. It's just consolidating. Daily is going slowly. You can't really watch this one every day. Just look at the monthly. It looks gorgeous. We got GME. I called it out in the group, 169. And the only thing I was wrong about on this one was my price target. I called it out 169, 170. I bought $64,000 of equity in front of everyone. They call me crazy. But I seen something in the pricing of the options before the rest of these Wall Street people jumped on it. I seen the theta didn't match up on the options. The market makers are going to have to buy more stock to hedge their new options. And it was a clean daily breakout. So I called it out here, 169, 170, loaded stock. And I said that it would squeeze to 200. Little did I know we were going to squeeze to 264. It's almost up 100 points on equity in about 8 days. So that was a great trade. I still have my last piece of that one left. I'm waiting on that one. Let's see where it goes. We got SQ pulled back today. It was kind of weaker. Got this big gap down. Same thing as SC, same thing as Shop. If you watch these stocks, they're all growth companies. They all have huge growth ahead of them. I mean SC, Shop, and SQ. And they were all huge companies during the pandemic. Like, they were going off when the pandemic was going. And look, they all did the exact same thing this morning. They gapped down, they ripped back. And why would I buy SQ today when it just went sideways? After this V-shaped recovery, it just went sideways. If you look at SC, it was definitely not a V-shaped recovery. It was a... I hate my trading viewers does this now. Yeah, so look at this. SQ, similar pattern, gap down, V-shaped recovery. Instead of going sideways like SQ, it just went straight up. And that's why would I play SQ when I have SC ripping like this and I have Snow ripping like it did? There's no point in my mind. So I didn't even look at it after I seen that sideways. I was like, I'm on to better things. Airbnb, another one we made, I think, over 150% on in 2 days. Look at this follow through. I told you guys we were basing here. There was insider lockup expiration, which means a lot of people sold. The people that sold were in for under $100, I'm sure. Like, they got private equity for very, very cheap. So why wouldn't they sell when the stock's at 200? We had a bunch of shares to get rid of here. That's why it took so many days to consolidate. We got that clean wedge pattern. And look at this breakout. That's exactly what you want to see on a breakout. You got this much bull volume. You got this kind of candle. Like, that's exactly what you want to see on a wedge breakout. Everything looks perfect on Airbnb. Look for a continuation on this one. You got Rocket. You got that short squeeze today. I seen Option Sniper finally woke up for once during the day, so I knew it was time to go. He called it out, so I jumped in a little bit. And I took it for 200% in like 15 minutes. I mean, that's all I wanted. That's all I got. I tried to be cute with it. I seen this candle right here. And I thought it was going to bounce off my 12-day moving average, the yellow line here. So I just threw a little bit, like half of the profit I made on that 200%. I threw it back in calls. It broke my moving average and closed underneath it, and I was out with a tiny loss. No big deal. Didn't matter. But yeah, Rocket, it was good for that move. I don't know what it does tomorrow because it closed weak. And I think most of the WSB or the Wall Street bet stocks close weak. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Just keep an eye out on them. Gold, not a big deal. Monthly breakout. We got 2023 leaps. I'm not worried about them at all. And then we got that CWH, which was a great play too. These are up over 200%. Why did I call this one? They had great earnings, great guidance. The CEO said they were going to make even more money this quarter. And then you look at the chart, and it's such a clean channel. And it was right at the bottom of the channel. I tell you guys this 100 times. If it comes down to a bottom of a clear channel, you can buy it with a tight stop right underneath. But that's why I love these plays. They're so tight, risk to reward. So it came right to the channel. I bought it yesterday, and ever since I bought it, just straight up. Yesterday it had a 5.58% day, and today it had another 5% day. So 10% on a stock right after you buy options. You guys can see it reflected in the options for 200%. But thank you guys for joining. For all the new members in Premium Discord today, I hope you guys had a good time and learned something. We're doing a class on Tuesday because Monday's a holiday. So show up and we'll teach you whatever you guys want to know. We'll answer all your questions. All right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good night.
What is Monday? 74.
Memorial Day. We had 41 on here too.
Yeah.